Okay, first of all, 2 questions from Padmakara. Bhante, as you know, I am fascinated by the concept of evolutionary Buddhism. I'm sure that the idea of the cosmic bodhicitta is a key to understanding the Dharma as an evolutionary process. However, I'm still not clear about the origins of the cosmic bodhicitta. Is it something you came up with when thinking about the levels of going for refuge, or is there a traditional reference?
I can't remember any particular sort of textual source for this, though I suspect that my reading, especially of some of the Mahayana scriptures, plays into this, and perhaps even the Bodhicharya Avatara by Shantideva. You may remember that there's an opening chapter in praise of Bodhicitta. And I think I've always got the impression from that the Bodhicitta is not something that, so to speak, arises within the mind of any individual bodhisattva. It's rather more than that. One gets the impression that bodhicitta is almost something that exists apart from the bodhisattvas. But one could also look at it by saying that what I've sometimes called the cosmic bodhicitta is that bodhicitta by participation in which, to varying degrees, a bodhisattva does become a bodhisattva in the real sense. I think I've also been a bit influenced by my reading of the Jataka stories. There are many of these. There's altogether, I think, 550. They're not all canonical, strictly speaking. As far as I remember, only 14 or 16 are regarded as strictly canonical in the sense that they occur within the Pali scriptures. As regards the rest, it is said that the verses accompanying them are canonical, but not the stories themselves. But the stories themselves are very interesting. Sometimes they're interesting from just a purely human point of view. Some of the longer ones amount almost to short novels, and they give fascinating glimpses of ancient Indian life. But a feature of almost all of them is that there's a group of people, a group of beings, very often a group of animals, and there's one among them, one person, one individual, one animal who is the leader. And that leader is identified as the Bodhisattva, Shakyamuni, in one of his previous existences. So it seems to me that the Bodhisattva represents that principle in this context of further growth. The Bodhisattva in each Jataka story is the leader. He's the one who forges ahead beyond the others. And of course, in the life of Shakyamuni himself, of course, he forges ahead. He leaves home, he gains enlightenment. So there seems to be a sort of continuity there. It's as though there's a certain thread, a golden thread, connecting all these lives of the Buddha, the previous lives of the Buddha as represented by the Jatakas, and of course his last life as a human being on this earth as Shakyamuni. So this also, I think, is one of the sources that feeds into the idea, that the thought that I've developed, with regard to what sometimes they call the cosmic bodhicitta. But I must emphasize that this is still sort of thought in progress, does not represent any final conclusion to which I have come. But I certainly do see the whole evolutionary process from amoeba to Homo sapiens as having a sort of upward thrust, which is continued so far as human beings are concerned on the ethical and spiritual levels, and which finds its culmination in, one might say, the path of the Bodhisattva. And of course the culmination of the path of the Bodhisattva is enlightenment itself. So these are just a few of my thoughts, rather scattered thoughts, in this connection.